You're just a poor little fake natural.
So I've been accused of steroids dozens, if not hundreds of times during my career as a fitness person. On Quora, on YouTube, basically on every single platform that I'm on.
Talking about cycles. So Geoff, if you are injecting yourself, if you are eating pills...
And I have come across an unusual conundrum. It is impossible to prove your natural status. And here are 8 reasons why. First, you can point to your appearance, your muscularity. You can say,
1 steroid, 2 steroids.
Yeah, I'm big, but I'm not that big. I have a physique that has been shown to be naturally attainable in the past. However, this doesn't prove anything, because there are plenty of people who take anabolic steroids, sometimes quite a bit of them, and yet look natural or look downright unimpressive. So just because you have a decent physique or a naturally attainable physique doesn't mean you're actually natural. Next, you can point to your blood work. You can, hold up your testosterone levels and your follicle stimulating hormone, your luteinizing hormone. You can say, hey, look, my blood work looks like that of a normal, natural man. Well, there's a few problems with this. First, you can just hold your finger over the date and boom, it could be a previous blood work.
Hey, what's that? Zoom in on section 8. Rotate 20 degrees.
Mr. Schofield,
I'm afraid you have
trenbolone.
lodged in your brain.
Trenbolone.
In my brain? But I've had thousands of head x-rays. How come no one ever noticed it before?
Oh, I can answer that. You see, whenever I pick up an x-ray, I always hold it like this. My thumb must have covered up the...
Trenbolone.
Every time. I'll show myself out.
Or you could just straight up Photoshop it, okay? Any picture you see on the internet should never ever be believed, okay? Because there's no way to prove that it's actually legit. And this goes for a transformation, this goes for blood work, this goes for anything that is not a video. Heck, a lot of videos nowadays aren't even real.
Rubbing yourself with some cream, with not some cream, but with testosterone cream.
Next, you can point to a drug test, a blood test that you took during a competition. Now, I've never competed in anything really, no bodybuilding, certainly no powerlifting, nothing like that, so I don't have this as evidence. But even if someone passes a drug test, it really doesn't mean that much. Lance Armstrong passed every single test, and yet he was definitely not natural. And this goes with a lot of professional athletes. They pass every single drug test, and then it's found out later that they were actually nowhere close to natural.
Geoff should be at least on 500 milligrams of test. At least.
Next, a polygraph. So this is sometimes taken during a natural bodybuilding show. Some federations, they have you do a lie detector test before a show. They say, do you take Tren? Do you take Clen? Do you take a blend of Tren and Clen every day? There's a reason why it is not admissible in court in most states, simply because it is not very strong evidence, and there are ways to get around it. It's not like some kind of Harry Potter Veritaserum where it's actually like magic and it makes sure that everything you say is the truth. No, okay, it's not really an exact science.
Know what it is?
Please, sir.
Veritaserum.
Next, you can point to your reasonable progression. You can say in 2013 I look like this, 14, 15, all the way up to 2021, I've gained a little bit every single year, and it makes it more likely that that transformation is done naturally. You see some teenagers, it's like 16 to 18 transformation, and they gain like 60 pounds of muscle. They double their body weight or something ridiculous. Puberty can do a lot, but in most cases that's SARMs or just straight up steroids.
Muscles are hanging all over the body.
However, even if you point to a reasonable progression, it doesn't actually mean that you were natural. okay? Because you could have been saucing it up still, okay? Even steroid users sometimes make progress quite slowly and quite reasonably. They might still look natural. And even if they're not natural and don't even look natural, they still might be gaining slowly. Dorian Yates was talking about how the days of bulking up were gone during his last Olympia years. And he said something like, I'm just looking to gain a couple of kilos per year, despite being on steroids. So at a certain point, even steroid users are not going to be getting tons of muscle. Next, you can point to your lack of side effects. You can say, I don't have any acne, I don't have any balding, I don't have any extreme vascularity, I don't have any gynecomastia, breast tissue growth, I don't have any weird hair growth. Some women will be like, well, I don't have a mustache, therefore I'm obviously natural. Maybe not. You can point to your 3D delts or, lack of trap development. I don't have big traps, therefore I'm natural. The thing is, some people take steroids and get very little in the way of side effects. Even sometimes a lot of steroids. It's very, very genetically determined how you react to steroids. On the other hand, some people get a lot of these effects naturally. Acne, I don't have the best skin. If you go to an average US high school, you see a lot of acne. That doesn't mean they're all saucing it up. I mean, some of them certainly are, but not all of them by any means. Balding. Some men go bald naturally, normally. Gyno. Now, if you see someone and they have no gyno a year ago, and now they have gyno, and they have other signs, they're very muscular, they've been making really good progress in the gym, etc., yeah, that's not a good sign. They're almost certainly not natural. But you can get gyno, especially as a teenager, naturally.
Tired of a flat chest? Get some gyno. Take a bunch of drugs, don't tell anyone. Get some nice, fat titties, baby, please.
Next, hair growth. I legit had someone accuse me of steroids because I now have a beard, and I didn't have a beard a few years ago. The only difference is I don't shave. Yeah. Vascularity. Some people just don't get that vascular. If you look at Jay Cutler, obviously he's not natural, but he also doesn't have that much vascularity. And then you do see some naturals who do have very impressive vascularity. So a lot of it is genetic, perhaps due to a background with endurance sports, something like that. But it's not necessarily a slam dunk. Same thing for 3D delts / big traps. Some people just are gifted in terms of their shoulder development, and they can get very impressive shoulders naturally. And I think this red pilling has gotten out of control. People think that anyone with an impressive physique is obviously on steroids, or that everyone in the fitness industry is on steroids. That is not the case at all. Number 7, you can defend yourself by saying that you are natural. So someone says, Geoff, I think you're on steroids. And I say, no, I'm not. Well, this doesn't mean anything, okay? Because people lie all the time on the internet, okay? There are a lot of fake naturals out there who will just lie through their teeth about how they are natural when they're actually not, okay? So I even had people say, if you have the word natural in a video title, it means you're not natural. Or you have the word natural in your bio on Instagram, and that means you're not natural. That makes sense. That's how bad it's gotten. And I do realize this video is sort of part of the issue. I think it's sort of a, I think the lady doth protest too much kind of thing. The more you talk about it, the more it seems like you actually did it, even if you didn't. Number 8, you could say, well, they're illegal, and I would never ever do anything illegal, right? That's a pretty weak argument. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think most people in the world have done something illegal at some point in their lives, even if they didn't realize it at the time. Like you walked a foot outside of the crosswalk. Jaywalking, that's illegal. Go directly to prison. But for all these reasons, it's impossible to really prove if you are natural. Whatever evidence you provide is not a slam dunk that actually proves if you are natural. This is part of the reason why I don't do natty or nots. Because it's kind of throwing someone under the bus, It's very, very rare that I know if someone is natural or not natural. There's a lot of people in that gray zone. And to make that accusation, fully realizing that they can't really defend themselves, honestly is a little bit of a sketchy thing to do. Anyway, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. And if someone thinks that I'm on steroids, it's actually kind of a compliment. And if I didn't get any of those accusations...
Oh, these people, these fake naturals, they're not people actually. They don't have their own feelings.
I would be a little bit sad. If you're natural and you're not getting any steroid accusations, you're not getting people like, hey man, like, what's your stack? What's your cycle? What are you on, bro? You've got some work to do. Hey bro, I heard about these clam steroids. You gonna clam sauce it up? You gonna clam chowder it up, bro? No. Okay, so stop asking me about various compounds. I really have zero interest in that side of the sport. All right, that's all for this video. Like, subscribe, share. Show that notification button a good time. It loves it. And I will see all y'all in that next video. Peace. Also choke it.
Hit it, Daddy. Hit it.